back to the channel. My name is Luna, and we are coming in with another speed build here on the channel. So we are in the month of October, and October is honestly my favorite time of the year because of spooky season. Now, I'm not a huge lover of all things fall, but I do love spooky season. I don't know why. It's just something that is just navigated to me since I was a child. Now, I did post up the spooky season the spooky shell challenge in the community tab over here on YouTube, but I have a few people in the community, and also just thinking about all the people out there playing The Sims, and especially new people. You may not have the packs or items that you want to use to make things spooky. Now, you can make things dark and mysterious without having the paranormal pack or the spooky Halloween pack that we got. Because one of the options was make it spooky, make it run down, make it haunted, make it scary, or make it a new house for the Goth family, which the Goth family's base game. So there are things you can do with that. But I know everyone has a preference and they want things a certain way in their image. I have that every time when I build. So with it being fall, there's a lot of different paths that we could have gone with this. So I made another option, not exactly a shell challenge, but more of a creativity of building and enjoying what we have here in the game. So we are making a pumpkin patch. So I have posted that along in the community tab as well. If you want to do both, you're more than welcome to, but if you can't do or don't want to do the spooky shell challenge, check out the pumpkin patch. Create your own fun-filled pumpkin patch as I'm doing here, and then I will showcase them live on stream when I stream throughout the month of October. I'll check the gallery every now and then with all of that, and we'll showcase you guys and see what kind of pumpkin patches you're making. But the spooky shell challenge, that one is specifically for October 31st. But let me tell you what I'm working on here. So I decided I really like making community lots, not just houses. I want to utilize actually Sims going out and doing different things and enjoying different aspects. One of the reasons why I did this though is I wanted to have a photo op location for the fall time, whether they're wearing costumes, whether they're going out on dates and going to a pumpkin patch, you're taking your family out here. So this lot is specifically a dedication slash I was inspired by pumpkin patches around my area. I live in Central Illinois, and pumpkin patches are popular in October. It is like the thing that you have to go to. And all these pumpkin patches that I go to that are in the area, they always have a place for, you know, family and friends to take pictures at. So the front entrance of the actual pumpkin patch was very near and dear to me. I wanted to mainly focus on that because I wanted to have it what I normally see: the trucks, the pumpkins, the gourds, the colors, the decor, the haystacks everywhere. So that was the idea of the main pumpkin patch. But when I did this, I didn't want it to be just a pumpkin patch where it's just rows and rows of pumpkins. So I actually made the place of the pumpkins rather big, and I only put like, I believe 3 rows and then like 2 on the side to kind of fill out some space. The whole entire lot is pretty much like a community hangout lot, very similar to what I did with the gingerbread house build we did back in December. So when I go to pumpkin patches and when they are in our area, they usually have a lot of other activities to do. Specifically the building that I put together, I left the back open because there is this one pumpkin patch we went to, and you went through the store. You know, you could buy floral items, you could buy Halloween and fall decor, and you could buy flowers and all this different stuff. But they had the back of the shop open so you could bring in, you know, your pumpkins, you know, your wagon of pumpkins, because you had to pay for them in there. So I put a little bitty shop there, not a big emphasis on it. I ended up making it like a pub as well. So we put a little bar in there I got from Country Living. But I also put a 2 pumpkin carving stations. We also put the floral arrangement table and the tapestry where you can cut up the vines and stuff and make shapes out of the plants. So it's a creative community lot at the same time as a photo op, and you can go do your pumpkins, and that's what I wanted to do. So what I did was I took this first section of pumpkins and I hand placed all of this to make it look very festive, like 24/7. I end up putting like some vines and stuff on there because I have accidentally grown pumpkins. Don't smash pumpkins in your yard if you don't want pumpkins later on in the year. And I kept seeing these vines growing and growing. I would cut them down, then they would come back until I finally saw pumpkins growing off of them. So I ended up putting these vines down here to try and mimic my experience of having pumpkins, and kind of filling it up not with just dirt. But we did go ahead and put the pumpkin plants down there because your Sims that love to garden, or that want to, tend to the garden, or they want to come here and pick their own pumpkins, they can do that. Especially having it in Henford and Bagley, all of them love gardening anyway. So when I play tested this, like everyone was over there tending to the pumpkins and I loved it. So they're going to grow and then you can come and pick them anytime. And it's like just the process, like in real life, you grow the pumpkins, pick them, and then next season they come back. So it is a bigger community lot because we also added cows, we also added chickens, hens, and roosters. So, if you have a Sim that needs some eggs, come on over to Jack's Pumpkin Patch. You need some milk, you want to, bring your kids to look at some of the farm animals, bring them here, have a nice fun time, family time with your Sims. That was the image and energy that I was getting when I put this build together. And the sections for photo ops were also in my head. So, the little corner back here, you can go take pictures in. The back other corner with the big pumpkin is back there, because we have a pumpkin festival where we have whoever has the biggest pumpkin in town and everyone wants to go take a picture with it. But as you can see, like I said, I kept it pretty spacious. I didn't want it too crowded because the lot that I have is huge anyway. Trying to find a lot that I hadn't touched yet at Henford and Bailey, because I'm using this as one of my save file saves, and I'm trying to touch lots I have not touched, so every lot has something. But once I really just got on here, I just kind of went with it, and I haven't done that in a long time. Usually lately I've been doing random shell challenges that I've created. I've done a few like real to Sims creations, but this one, the only thing I had vision in my head was the pumpkin patch. After that, everything just kind of came as it naturally did, and I miss building like that. It sounds silly that, you don't build like that, but sometimes the naturalness just feels a lot better. But when I created the inside, I didn't want to push too much of a clutter aspect. I didn't want the focal point to be on the inside retail store. So there's a place for, the planters, the pumpkin carving, and like I said, I do end up putting like a little pub in there. So there's music playing. I was debating on making it an actual pub or just making it a generic community lot. Now, my idea was I was going to make it as a community lot, but I think there was a game glitch and it would not let me save it as a community lot. So I just made it a generic, and Sims do come and gather here pretty well. But as we're getting to the front of the build, I decided to do something I've always pushed off, and I've done it every now and then. I don't clutter as much, which I've said that before. It's not a biggest thing for me anymore, because I like to get through builds very quickly. But there was something about the front of this build that I wanted to have it just very cozy and casual and comfortable. Whatever you're doing with your Sim here, whether you're coming here to just hang out at the bar, you're coming to take pictures with your family, you're coming here to take care of the animals, or just hang out at the fire pit that ends up on the right side. I went ahead and did the tediousness of this landscaping. It turned out really, really cute, and honestly, another good spot to take more pictures at if you are a storyteller and you love taking pictures of your Sims for different types of content, or just simply for yourself, for your Sims to have. I don't do a lot with raising and lowering the grounds of the game. Like, it just doesn't hit me, but just adding little aspects of landscaping is usually my biggest thing that I look at. And this was tedious, but once I started it, I knew it's what I wanted, and it just spoke out to me. Like, I don't do crazy builds. they're okay, but in the end, I only expect me to use them. I don't expect a lot of people to really like run to them and flock, and especially when I'm doing it from my own save file. I just build for me, and it makes me feel happy, and it makes me smile, and all the good things. But I do put all of my builds in the gallery regardless, because I have lost a lot of builds from updates. So I mean, CC or no CC, all of my builds are always in the gallery for my own safekeeping. But it is always heartwarming to see other people enjoy them and get some use out of them. But like I said, I'm interested to see all different types of pumpkin patches, whatever others come up with. Mine was definitely along the countryside. I live in the Midwest, and if we're not seeing pumpkin patches, it's corn, wheat, peas, and all the things that are fields. But besides the shop and the garden, I end up adding another like hangout spot. We added the big fire pit. Well, not a fire pit. I'll call it a fire pit. Bonfire. There it is. We added a big bonfire that we got from Get Together. Because come fall, if you're not having a bonfire, it just feels weird, especially around here. So another aspect of this build is it's a hangout spot, whether it be for your teenagers, whether you do come out here on a date. You can make food out here. I put a little barbecue grill out there, and there's a nice setup that could even possibly be a cute spot for weddings. So it's like a multi-usable space lot that I created here. Once I kind of put it all together, I was like, oh, that would be a cute spot to get married. If you wanted to have like a fall theme, it's already all decorated, just invite your friends. If you want to come have a bonfire here and, do your fire dances, hang out with your friends, bring a date here. So everything I really enjoyed with doing this, because I kind of got away from doing a lot of the structured thing that I do for the community, and I haven't really focused on a build that I wanted to do specifically for my save file in a while, because I have been using the shell challenges that we do as builds in my save file. So it has helped make the save file go a lot faster, but this was the first time in a long time that I just said, hey, I want a pumpkin patch in my build, but let's go ahead and add it as a part of a community thing. I want to see other people's style of pumpkin patches. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and it works out for you, and you're coming up with some really creative, different style pumpkin patches. One thing that I did when I first loaded this into the gallery, I forgot to add the animals. So I had to grab a sim, buy animals, place the animals. So I re-put it in the gallery. The cow is there, and there's between 5 hens, chickens, and roosters. So the animals are all there and well. I didn't name them, so if you want to go in and name them, go for it. This is our bonfire area that I ended up putting together, and this turned out really cute. I ended up layering some hanging lights and put a little pathway down. And like I said, I have some video at the end of this where I do go through and fully just playtest everything, and then I just added the video in here. Because the lot really does pick up with some Sims coming in and just naturally doing their thing if you have full autonomy on. The only thing I don't like is that you have to hire a bartender because it's not a natural like bar setting. But if you're not too tedious, you can give yourself the money back, or just pay the $100 to have someone there serving, or just make your own drinks, whatever works. But the joy of doing creative builds like this is that I find things I didn't realize I had, and there's so much in the game, and when you've been playing it for so long, it's hard to remember what is in the game, and then it's hard to even notice what is new. There's some things that I'm like, when have we had this? And someone's like, we've had that for like 3 years. I'm like, when? And they randomly add new things when sometimes there's weekly, monthly updates, and they'll add new stuff for us, and it doesn't always highlight what's new. And so I feel like I miss out on a couple of things because I don't realize that there's new stuff. I'm like, I could have had that in this build, that build. but then I don't go back and do those older builds. But it's also kind of funny to go back to these older builds that you don't have the stuff that you have now, and it's really hard not to go back and edit them. But I personally, I keep them. I'm like, it's kind of like when you build an old house and then you move in, it's like, oh my god, this is old, like let's upgrade, or just keep it how it is. But this is what we're doing. We're filling in some of the open space that we have now. There was a lot of open space and I didn't know how I felt about it. So I added this little detailing to the grass. We got this grass from high school years, and there's one from cottage living. Because I didn't want to clutter like I said before, but I get very intimidated when there's this much open space and not a lot of body of what the build you're doing, because technically the build is the little building of the little mini retail store, so there wasn't a lot to go off of anyway, because the point of this build was pretty much all of the outdoor activities. So trying to fill in some of the space was slightly hurting my brain. So I tried to do as much as I can, but in the end, just adding the little grass details actually kind of helped. I ended up adding some swing sets over on the side as well, so the kids have somewhere to swing on. I wish we had normal slides. That's part of a park. Like slides and seesaws, and I know, yes, CC, I know, but I'm talking about in-game. I wish that was something that they would just put in the game, because when you think of a park, I don't just think of swings. I think of seesaws and slides, swings, and monkey bars, which I don't know why. I get tired of putting the monkey bars down, so I didn't even put some monkey bars. There's just swings over there. So there's a little bit of everything to do while your Sims are here, and any type of Sim, whether it be an adult or a child, especially being able to take care of the animals, which I've had country living. But I never really touched the aspect of animals, like, at all. There's a lot of parts of the games I haven't touched gameplay-wise, because I'm always only doing building. So, that's on me telling myself to take care of gameplay. That is my goal. But we're going to be coming up on the screenshot soon, and some of the little gameplay that I show of me testing it. So if you want to do the spooky challenge, shell challenge, definitely check that out in the community tab. If you want to do the pumpkin patch build, please do that as well. The collective hashtags are in the post as well, and I'd be so excited to check them out. If you ever want to check out any of the live streams and come hang out with the Lunagalaxy, all of my links are down below in the description of this video. Don't forget to thumbs up, like, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you don't miss any of the next videos. And another free way to show support to the stream, if you are ever on Epic and get any of the DLCs or get any game on Epic, use my Epic creator code Lunagalaxy. It is free to show support. I play a range of games from Epic. I enjoy Epic. They have made gaming for me a little bit easier in these parts. So have a good rest of your day or night wherever you are, and this is Lunagalaxy out.